Hi, welcome to our channel. We are the GraceNotesStitchers. I'm Corinne and my daughter Colleen is filming right now. You will hear from her in a few minutes. We're going to kind of take turns here. But today we have a very special tour for you. We took our very small office and we turned it into a craft room. So I'm just going to show you kind of how you can repurpose a small room, didn't buy anything, and make it your own. So this was a wedding present. All I had to do was update the cover because the other one had completely rotted through. This has been upstairs in my hall closet. I brought that down so that I can iron my fabrics. These are our bags. Now, if we were not Flosstubers, we probably wouldn't have these. But we've got these from a friend, and like this is Colleen's on the front of the door and mine's on the back of the door, and we've hung them there since we started Flosstube because these are the projects that we have planned to show you for the week. And Colleen's gonna bring you in now, and we're going to just follow along the wall. This is one of those old-fashioned sewing boxes. Just a little backstory. I had seen a lot of people buying these at estate sales and on Facebook. They were just talking about them and the finds that they had. And I knew my mom had one ever since I was a little girl. And I loved it. She kept buttons in it especially, but all kinds of little sewing notions. And when I went up to visit her a few months ago, I mentioned to her, isn't that funny? Everybody's looking for these now. And she said hers was empty and in the basement, not being used. So I checked with my sisters because I didn't want them to be jealous. But I just keep like my actual sewing notions in here. So there's Velcro and elastic. But I use those to make things for cross stitch. I'm not an avid sewer. So this is going to be my sewing station behind me. But again, I only get it out when I need to. I make project bags, grime guards, not the best. But I make those for my cross stitch projects or Colleen's, and then I serge my fabrics. So that's about it. So this is a bag that I made. Not my favorite, but that's okay. A friend made this for me. And she made this one for Colleen. And then this one, believe it or not, is like a garment type bag that my husband gave to me. And then my friend made this one also. So I really don't have a place to hang these or to keep these. So for the time being, they're just against the wall. And then this is the table I'll pull out for sewing or when I make my needle minders and different things like that. I'll let Colleen talk about the shelves. And then, the floating shelves. And then over here, this is my favorite. We actually got it all into one place because this shelf was actually out in the finished part of the other part of our basement. And it housed these, but these were all on a different shelf. So I was able to bring it all in, and now I have my sewing machine and my serger in here. These are all of our patterns. So we have both of our patterns here. And then projects that are already being worked on or need to be, these are ones that I need to serge the fabrics. But the rest of them are our whips that are ongoing. New ones, new project bags. Because, you know, you always gotta be prepared. And then I'm a person who likes to have the bobbin type or floss bobbin boxes. My husband has this thing for labeling, and he has a label maker at work, so he's made me all my labels, which I absolutely love. And then, you know, just a few little odds and ends in here. This is all of my Cricut stuff. So my Cricut supplies are here, Cricut vinyl up here, and then this is my thing that I can't do the name. It's a press to make my needle minders. So we will continue around. This is not a water closet like a bathroom, but it houses the water pipes for the main of the house. So nothing goes in here. The previous owners had made this into a New York Yankees baseball room. That's why we have baseball border. I'm hoping one day to paint it. I bought border, but I didn't buy paint. But I was tired of saying one day this will be our craft room. So Colleen and I took a few days this week and just obliterated it. We finished our whip go and we're like, you know what? We have a few days. Let's do it. This is my favorite bag now, and I'm going to make more of these for those so that I don't have to have the huge ones against my wall. And of course, extra rods. And then this is Pellon. Like the fusible that you can put in between the layers to make them padded. So I just want to have that hidden away. I have my very large flosses that are so old. This is what spurred all of this on. I was on Facebook and one of my neighbors was giving away a free changing table. My changing table never had drawers, so I don't regret getting rid of mine, but we cleaned it up a little bit. We took out the changing mat, the big thick pad. We left that for somebody else. But it's perfect. So this is my basket of kind of like, I gotta put these away. Excess fabric that's too small to do anything with. Bubble wrap for when I'm mailing things. And just some little odds and ends. My sewing kit. Again, this is the sewing kit my mom gave me. This we picked up at Goodwill for 99 cents. For now, it's holding the CXC that I have on bobbins with the special CXC labels. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with it, but it's pretty. It suits me, suits my room. My iron, because I have a dedicated iron just for my sewing. And then down here we have our, I don't want to say ink, dye, so we can dye our own fabric. Laminator, I do use this when I'm making floss drops. And then here's like my sidebars for Omni. I hid Colleen's towels here. And then we have our Krynic all in here. So everything's pretty accessible. The only thing not in here is our main floss storage. And mine's kind of scattered about. I have one place where I keep it and I pull from. But since I've been doing so many whips, I actually am using those project bags. So I threw the colors out of my main and threw them into the project bags. And then I also would go buy new ones. So I have like 10 of some colors just because every project uses it. Once I finish the whips, they'll go back into my main storage. But my main storage looks pretty empty, so I'm not going to show it to you. Colleen's is a little bit different, so I will have her show you that during this video. But this is my pride and joy here. In the top is all of our fabrics. It is not real deep. I mean, it's kind of deep. I'm kind of embarrassed now. I was certainly embarrassed to show my husband how much I had. He wasn't quite so aware. And then this is my sewing fabrics. That's going to be future ground guards. I made something for my husband, but there's tons left, so I don't know what to do with the rest of that. But yeah, that's all for future projects. We, like I said, we do Flosstube, obviously. That's why we're here. This is our lamp that we use, my old stitching lamp. Colleen got the itch at Goodwill to buy some frames. So these are the ones that are too big to go on our finishing shelf. Yes, we finally have that. And then in here are finished projects along with some of the Happy Planner pages that are still in the plastic because I only take out as many as I need. I've been complimented on my Coca-Cola lamp. My aunt had given this to me for Christmas one year. And then she also gave me this. I was like, I get to display all this now. Cricut. So, again, my Cricut is pretty much going to be used for cross-stitch things because I'm not a real crafty person. I'm definitely not an original person. I need ideas from other people. But I love that we were able to do this with this shelf. We pulled the power cord up through the back. It was a mess. Like, this shelf wasn't in here. It was totally destroyed when the backing had come off. And when we went to set the Cricut on, the shelf went, and we're like, oh no. Because I consider just leaving it off. Absolutely not. So we took it all apart and then we rehammered this. Colleen and I did. We nailed it all back together, but we left an opening for the cord. So that was pretty impressive for us. And got that plugged in. And then, but this is what's so cool for me. I have it set to where it can open. And you can change your blades and do everything you need to do. Now you might tell me there's something I'm missing. If so, please let me know. But the cord for my computer, I left right behind it so that I can set that white table that you saw where I took my sewing machine. I can pull it over here, surge protector, then I can just plug my computer right in. Planners, shrinky dinks, Happy Planner. Here's our finishing shelf. It's so cool. Some things we bought for specific projects, some things we bought at Goodwill in here. This is more things for making needle minders. Pretty much that's what all of this is. And then this is a tag maker. And I even have cards in here. because a friend of mine, Craft Addict K on Flosstube, she said how to use this, and you cut out the parts of the cards that you like, and then you make floss drops out of them. So if you want to learn how to do that, she actually made a video of how to do it. So that's really exciting. These are old bags that we had. We've been using them for years, just they get thrown in one corner or another. So now they have a real place. This houses our whips that's ongoing, and like mine are all on Q-snaps. So this is protecting them, and I can put 5 or 6 in. So I love them. These are from 31. And then this shelf at one point was a entertainment center for CDs, DVDs, and cassettes. And then I went and bought these from a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace. And they were like 99 cents or $1 for a box of 24. They did smell. They were in storage like for many, many years. They had gotten damp. So we had to air them out. We used charcoal. We used fresh, like activated charcoal. We used what? Freshener sleeves, dryer sheets, like everything we could think of. So finally, we got them all. They're organized. These 4 shelves are those. So we don't have every color, just what that man had. This is our fancy floss, our hand dyes. I keep them in alphabetical order in floss away bags. So this front is Gentle Arts. The back is Weeks. At one point these were labeled correctly, but I got so many Weeks I had to move things. Then I have Classic Colorworks and Old Willow, which I doubt anybody knows about. Like my Whisper and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, and my new favorite, Dinky Dice. We have a few skeins, not a lot. And then this is actually for my serger, the Maxi Lock. And I use that for grime guards, mostly, along with serging our fabrics. I made it my coffee station because I had so many empty shelves. And then, of course, we have tea on the other side. So we have everything all together. My daughter painted that, so that's where that came from, my youngest. But Colleen's going to tell you kind of the story of the floating shelves, and then she will show you her floss hub.
Hi, I'm Colleen. My mom is on the other side of the camera, and this is the same video, so this is what we're doing. This is going to be our common spot now, where we're going to do the filming. It used to be head on here, but now we're going to be angled because we have this lovely shelf here now, the fixed shelf. Okay, so this floating shelf, story about it is we had gotten these, they were just sitting in a bag, maybe a few weeks. Mom and I fixed up the room, and then when we brought Dad down to see it, he said, you know, it'd be nice, there'd be shelves in here, the floating shelves. I said, hold on a second. Walked out, brought in the bag, and I said, we could put these up. So, is it try hard? What is it? I don't know. Something. Try and try again. It took a few efforts with this shelf, definitely had to get new nails and everything. But right now, just make it look pretty, and I think it works as these nice Longaberger baskets. We plan to put flat folds on, the Lizzie Kate ones. They're like tiny.
And maybe your fat cat.
Shh.
You all don't know about that yet.
Yeah, you'll see in our regular, which is tomorrow, correct? Over here, we have these 2 ones. And if you guys all know about the, what are they called?
Studs?
Studs, which is a wood thing. I think ours is about this thick. So you can't put pictures or put nails in there, hang them in those certain places. So we were planning on putting them over here where this picture is, and that didn't work because there was a stud there. So there's a screw up there.
That's where the picture was.
That originally was where you were hanging your
shelf. It's in my bedroom.
The shot glasses. Yep. So now we have these, and you know, our dad knows a lot about the whole DIY stuff. So the offset is because if you wanted them directly to be up and down, they would never be straight.
Yeah.
Or together or anything. So now I think that's about the shelves. I'm going to show you kind of like my hub and plus, like where that tub came from. And I got this bag from Hobby Lobby. Mother's super jealous since she can't find it anywhere. Which side do I show? Yeah.
That side.
Yeah. Here we go. My beautiful bag.
Sorry for moving you guys around.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't get seasick. well, you've seen this obviously before on my ginormous scissor puff. So currently I'm working on Goose Girl. Again, I'm working on that for Mother's Day. And I'll close that
No,
out.
you're working on it to be finished by Mother's Day.
I said for Mother's Day. Yeah, so it's by Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So I start, this is kind of where I store them. And yes, I do it this way. I know some people, mother, sideways. So yeah, so it starts from the 100s. I don't really have these are the most common colors I would use. I have the other child, like we said. That's where like the 0 to 20, not 0, but like 1. It's not like the 20s. So this goes at least to 500. And then, is this the next one? Yep, so it goes on the 500s. And this was, I think, 2 of my, when I started doing my hate, that was like my only project I was doing before Mania or anything. But I decided to just, because I didn't want to keep taking from other projects. So, yeah, so now this is all of them. So this goes all the way up to like 915. And then 917 to 3803. And then, I don't know if no, this is the 3800. But in here, because I don't like some of the dividers, like I just want it to be a long column. I have a ton of the extras.
Oh, okay.
So I just have them there. And I have a little, is it John James? I can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, John James. So this is a needle thing, but I don't exactly use it because I have my help.
So hopefully that was a little interesting to you, but this room is really only about 8 by 10. That area did have a recess that we were able to put the shelf in. Unfortunately, there's about, I don't know, half a foot behind it that is being wasted. We were able to use that little tiny corner. This is where like the air conditioning vents, ducts are, all where all the dark paint is. So we have a lot of little things that we had to work around, but basically it's an 8 by 10 room and we were able to pretty well fill it. And yes, when we start to Flosstube to making our videos tomorrow, we're gonna sit here in the corner. We can put our table up, and yeah, we're just very happy to have our own dedicated space and not have to tell everybody to stay away and be quiet. So I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully it gave you some ideas. Happy stitching!